Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. Sunday, June 9th, 2013, roughly 2:20ish in the afternoon. Weird for me to be doing something in the daylight again. Kind of have to today. I'm trying to get a ton of stuff done. This is one of them. Side note, Camo Pop Fizz here. They're in a sudden death match on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. They tied in round 2. We're going to go ahead and settle the score with them. Round 8 results is up. Also want to know what you want to see in terms of either castaways taking on other castaways with Newlanders against the Newlanders, or go straight into a tournament. Felt obligated to cover that one again just because I'm not going to be around to push it as much, like on Twitter and whatnot. What I'm going to do now, though, is something a little different and probably not expected based on what you saw. This right here is a Lowepro case. I think it's probably intended for, like the good DSLR cameras or something. It's hard to get it in the frame. Let me set these guys aside. But I don't have that camera, and I don't have extra lenses to be taking with me. However, if you look at this, it's almost like a small lunchbox. I have big plans for it, and I hope it works out. It was actually priced really, really well. My current case for the camera that I use the most is this one right here. It's Lowepro. It has held up incredibly well. Part of that, I always use Case Logic, I guess just because it had blue, and it's what I could find locally. This is the Adventure 140. It's a camera video bag. Check their tags. You can kind of get a feel for it there. You can try to teach yourself foreign languages, and that's all we care about. I found this actually at Ofifice Max. I looked at Target, and their prices were crazy, like $69 for that stuff. They're kind of contoured more to the camera. This one's a little more generic, and when you see what I have planned for it, I think you'll see why I went this route. Found it at Ofifice Max. The really cool thing was $24.99. I feel like that's a really good price. I think that's probably what that camera case I just showed you runs. Can you find it less online on Amazon, etc.? Possibly. I'm in a time bind. I don't have really the opportunity to shop around. Had this been $69, I would not have bought it, but at $25, I feel like you can't go wrong. We're going to come in. I guess we'll start on the back. That's the least exciting. The bottom is actually pretty durable. It is padded very, very well. There's just like a little pouch there. Obviously, it wouldn't be the most secure place, but I feel like you could cram something in there, it'd be okay. If you note, we have a buckle here that's going to be for a shoulder strap. This pouch on the side, it's actually kind of got the fitted elastic, conforming band. You can fit some batteries, SD cards, pins, peppermints, whatever floats your boat. It's the exact same thing on the flip side. You can do the same thing. We've got the buckle here. What I liked about this one, number one, you've got the buckle clasp here. You just, simple press to open. And that's layer 1 of protection. When we fold that up, you'll see 3 zippers, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to start with the front compartment. This is actually really nice. I was surprised it wasn't the orange color, but when you turn this down, you've got a little storage down here. Again, like a pin, something along those lines, peppermints, a stylus, whatever. Over here, you've kind of got a pocket you can fit something in, ID, more SD cards. As you can see, what's cool about this, number one, that's a pretty sweet label for the SD card. Obviously, this is intended. It's a Velcro enclosure. It's got the orange label there. It's not quite as deep as the other pocket, but you know how thin an SD card is. You can fit quite a few of them in there comfortably. Most important thing, it's closed with the Velcro enclosure. Then you actually zip it. That's step 2, and then step 3, this is actually going to latch. Bottom line, if you actually do put your SD cards in there, I don't think you're going to lose them. We'll come in now. As you can see, I plan to actually keep the zippers like this. Some people prefer them offset. This is actually really convenient and logical, given that this flap is going to fold up. When we slide these to the sides, so we can tilt, I guess, the hatch or the lid back, whatever you want to call it. Really, really good foam padding here. It's super soft. If you note, in compartment number 1, This is actually the shoulder strap, which I think I'm going to be using that for the E3 convention. If not, I could just use the handle. I don't know. If it stays attached to me, that means I can keep my hands free. I hate doing that stuff. It's like a fanny pack. You know, you always feel like an idiot when you have stuff strapped to you. But given the fact that you can sling it over your shoulder and then have both hands free, that's kind of a win for me. The way it comes, there are basically 3 sections here, these dividers. If you can see that tab back there, they're actually Velcro, meaning you could pull them both out. I think the way they're shaped, we could probably line the bottom with them. Say you just wanted one divider in here, you could probably stick this one, slide it underneath it, maybe put, I don't know, cash or something if you had it. I'm not going to do that, but it is an option. It'd be, you know, a little harder for someone to find if they did steal it from you. If you note, there's something out of place here, and that is a legendary bouncer. Like I said, I have interesting plans for this case. But last night when I brought it home, I thought, you know, I think a giant would fit in there. And I went ahead, I tested it out. As you can see, he was very, very secure in there again. Bouncer's relatively wide profile with his blaster guns. But if you had someone a little slim, I guess none of them are really super slim. Maybe like Swarm would be the least wide of the giants. Would fit great. Like I said, Bouncer fit really well too. If needed, you could take your Skylanders along there. I would slide my camera in here, but I realize now that that can't happen since I'm recording with it. Probably would have thought of that if I wasn't, you know, doing things at 6 in the morning. But here's my ultimate plan. You can get really close to getting the iPad mini or any 7-inch tablet in here. I feel like if I pull the dividers, it would be much easier. As is, it just kind of sticks up just a little. But as you know, my plan is to just bring as many batteries and SD cards as possible. If you recall when we unboxed this a long time ago, I love Rayovac. I've had nothing but good luck with them. They're priced better than Duracell and Energizer. Sadly, it's looking like Target's not carrying them anymore. When I was in a Walmart for some ungodly reason a couple weeks ago, I didn't see Rayovac either. I don't know what the deal is there, but I've had really good luck with these. And as you can see, I mean, it slides in. There's still tons of space. I mean, probably like 3/4 the height of that charger is left here. Again, I have big hands, so that's my whole thumb. If you just had like the little packs, you know, Rayovac did a really good battery container. It's kind of like the crate with the hatch lid. I actually kept a couple of them. I think I'm going to put the new batteries in there, slide one in. The other thing, if you recall, one of the things I am most excited about outside of everything Skylander, and potentially Nintendo if I get the time, for someone like myself in a largely rural area that, you know, has had a 3DS forever and just has 31 tags, or a plaza population of 31, I am hoping to get a crud ton of Street Pass tags. I might finally be able to get all those special puzzle pieces that I can only seemingly get when Nintendo sends me one. And that means you can never complete the puzzle panel. This is just a regular 3DS. If you note, it fits really, I mean, you could cram like, I don't know, if you're like a really cool person with kids and you have like, I don't know, a giant family, you could cram everybody's in here. And they would fit very well. As you can see, plenty of space up at the top. Just to kind of give you an idea on that divider, that's just the space before we get to the, you know, bottom edge of the hatch. The other really neat thing about this case, this is my Power A 3DS case. Again, it's the best one I have seen. For whatever reason, I hardly ever see this one in stores. I've gotten a lot of people interested in it, and it seems like you have to go direct through the website. Sometimes Amazon has them. But, you know, the 3DS is there. You got a couple other pouches. This back one, it'll hold 12 games. This actually does fit, kind of. And, I mean, it is right there at the upper edge. But, again, since this has a little leeway, you could actually zip this shut. I'm not going to do it now because I would knock the camera over, but you can actually make it fit. Like I said, if you pull the dividers, again, they're just Velcro, and kind of nest them in the bottom, you know, you could probably turn this sideways and it would fit. It's really hard for me to show this to you in the frame, but take my word, if the dividers weren't there, I feel like this would fit horizontal. But, you know, I mean, say you were running around and you just wanted to carry everything electronic in here. Obviously, the compartments, you put USB cables, your chargers, everything. I mean, if, say, you didn't want your phone in your pocket or your pants or something. Again, this is the Galaxy S3, not the S4, but very large, you know, screen, very large phone in general, about the size of the 3DS in all honesty. It fits great in there. Again, if you had a big family, you know, and you wanted to keep everybody's phone safe or in one spot, you can go that route. Bottom line, this is a super nice case. It is intended, you know, for the high-end cameras and obviously to house your different lenses and whatnot. For me, it's going to be kind of like an all-purpose utilitarian tote. Like I said, I hate lugging stuff around. I mean, that's what's so nice. You know, usually I just like run around with stuff in my pockets, and then you have everything, but you don't have stuff to keep up with or look like an idiot. You know, but it is what it is. You kind of have to do what you got to do. I mean, once I'm at the convention center, I can't really run back and pick anything up, so I'm going to be there. I need to have basically everything for the entire day, and I'm hoping that this case will help me accomplish that. And if it can pull that off, it's more than adequate for your camera. Like I said, it's really, I mean, anything kind of high-end electronic or important or something that needs protection, this is a really good case, and at that price point, $24.99, very, very hard to go wrong with it. But like I said, at E3, this is probably going to be loaded up: 1, my camera; 2, the 3DS; 3, batteries; 4, SD cards. I'll probably keep my phone in my pocket, that way if I lose this, I don't lose all contact with the outside world. I may be able to fit the tablet in there. It's going to depend what I do with the dividers right there. But bottom line, this Lowepro case, again, it is the Adventura 140. I feel like it's a great buy at $24.99. Very, very versatile. Obviously, if you've got a high-end camera, you don't really have to do jack or worry about anything. It's going to keep everything safe. But for those of us, maybe, you know, you have a lesser-end camera, it's going to handle that. It'll keep all of your accessories. You can literally pack in, you know, USB cables for your phone, a car charger. Actually, another thing that would fit in here, like say that I was actually driving to LA and not flying, and for whatever reason I didn't want to leave the GPS in the car in the hotel room. For example, my GPS, the Nuvi, it has pedestrian mode, which would come in handy. Gonna fit just fine in here. Again, the one I have is pretty nice, but I mean, pretty much any electronic, this is really ideal for you. You can kind of keep everything in one spot. Like I said, $24.99 at Ofifice Max. I was surprised. I'm not in there a lot, but that's actually a pretty good deal. The other thing of note, and I meant to say this when I pulled Legendary Bouncer out, while I was scanning the place looking for things I was trying to procure, they actually have Skylanders for sale. They only had like 5 of them out. I think there's like an Eruptor, a Whirlwind. I think they had Swarm and maybe Bouncer. Other one might have been Chill. They didn't have like pegs of them. They're just kind of stacked on top of their like Wii and DS software section, which that's also really small. But they did have them. Skylanders are absolutely everywhere. Of course, most people know, you know, Kohl's actually got them a while back. Provided your Kohl's has to have employees that stock and zone for you to probably find them. But some people have actually gotten like the glitter hotheads there. Walgreens and CVS, I believe, kind of all those pharmacy 24-hour type stores, they've got them sitting around. I could kind of expect that. They have dedicated toy sections, but I did not expect to see them at Ofifice Max. That was kind of a neat surprise, kind of look up and see some Skylander Giants sitting around. But bottom line, and again, you know, I feel like obviously, if you're interested in this case for your camera, I can tell you right now, I would fully recommend it. Again, that is based from my experience with this case. I've had this over a year, probably close to 2 years, and it has held up incredibly well. There's been times I've crammed batteries and tons of SD cards in it. I think my cell phone a couple of times. But it's been a great case. I've actually used that lanyard to actually wear it around my neck again so I can keep everything together and have the, both hands free when I cover different events. But this is kind of that same design, just multiplied by like 6 or 8 times the storage space. Like I said, if this is for your high-end camera, I have no issues at all recommending it based on my experience with the other case. It's going to be a quality piece. It's going to hold up, and for the price of $24.99, really can't go wrong. There's some more expensive cases that I think are about half the quality and will have a very short lifespan compared to this one. That said, the way I kind of rambled through this video and showed you that Giants fit, 3DSs fit, tablets sort of kind of fit, smartphones fit, batteries, SD cards. Like I said, this is really kind of a very, very solid, it's kind of like an electronics briefcase, if you will. Whereas, like a netbook case or something like that, you might be able to slide some stuff in. This one's going to be dedicated. It can hold, again, your high-end camera, or if you're like me, a completely random assortment of all kinds of stuff in excess quantities. So I may take a picture with my cell phone when I pack this thing down. I'm probably going to try to carry it on the plane with me. That way I can, that's the other perk if you're traveling. Should be no issues taking this on board with you, and that way you kind of got access to all your expensive stuff. They lose your clothes and your, shampoo and soap and whatnot, so be it, but at least you'll have your 3DS and camera. So that said, again, I feel like this is an awesome value. It's the Lowepro Adventura 140. I'm going to put it to the test. If anything happens, I'll let you know. I don't foresee anything aside from years of useful enjoyment out of it. So $24.99 was the price at Ofifice Max. Questions, comments, you can ask here on YouTube. For a quicker response, I suggest you use the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. And as always, thanks for watching.